Hello, my fam. It is Perez. I'm so happy and caffeinated. I feel like doing an old school daily recap video today with a bunch of topics, including some explosive breaking Meghan Markle news, also talking Ben and Jen plus Jennifer Garner, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, Mark Wahlberg, Donald Trump, and more. And let's actually start off today by talking about Donald Trump. But first, actually, I'm in my mom's place. And if any of you watched that recap video from a few days ago, I did go to the supermarket and I bought her some flowers. They're kind of dying now. They're a week old, but I do a lot of nice things for my mom. And she does a lot of nice things for me. For the most part. I've got an update on her for my therapist for next week. Let's talk about Donald Trump, shall we? We heard from Facebook today that they are going to be upholding their ban of the Apprentice alum, meaning he is not allowed to have a Facebook or an Instagram account. However, the Facebook Oversight Committee claims that this is just a 6-month ban and that the Oversight Board has to then reevaluate their decision because the Facebook Oversight Board faulted the social network for making a hasty decision without clear criteria. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. It was a needed quick course of action because y'all remember what happened in January? And actually, I've said this before, it should have happened earlier. When Donald Trump said about those people, what was it, in South Carolina, that there was a lot of fine, upstanding people there or whatever, at that moment, they should have maybe not banned him, but they didn't start putting him in timeout. They didn't start punishing him for breaking community guidelines until this year. If he would have, and that I do disagree with, okay? I can be honest and objective. They should have been holding him to the same standard as everybody else. But they claimed, as did Twitter, oh, he's the president of the United States and any bad thing he says is outweighed by the fact that people want to hear from him, blah, 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 blah. Thankfully, the CFO of Twitter has given an update that they are not going to be reevaluating their policy of banning Donald Trump. And we all know that Twitter was his favorite platform. And yesterday, Donald Trump announced that he is going to be starting his own blog. As I joked, he can now officially take the title for world's most problematic blogger. No longer this guy. All right, a breaking news story from today, in addition to that one, that I found, I'm not mad at it, but as a father of 3, I would not let my children be around or play with any dangerous equipment, any dangerous machines. Peloton, the big fitness giant, has announced that they are recalling all of their treadmills. They're mainly known for their bikes, but they're going to take back all of their treadmills because a child died and close to 30 other children injured themselves. Clearly, Peloton has been designed for adults. I haven't seen 30 adults injure themselves, and I'm sure they've sold a lot of these treadmills, but they have voluntarily recalled their treadmills. I mean, clearly I don't want any child to die or any child to hurt themselves, but you know, if a child dies in a pool, are we gonna like forbid people from having pools? If a child dies because their dad took them on their big tractor lawnmower thing, like, that's not the tractor lawnmower company's fault. Oops. Why? I thought I had muted that. I keep, every time I hear the ding, it drives my OCD crazy. That just means let's keep it moving. An update on Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. According to reports, and I believe this because of how things are heading, Kourtney and Travis are talking marriage. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get a prenup first. Going to the chapel and we're not gonna broadcast it on reality TV because Kourtney thinks she's better than that. I am on one today. Ain't that the truth though? Actually, Travis might convince her to air the wedding because we all know he is living for this attention. He really wants a Kourtney and Travis spin-off show, which could happen because Chris smartly negotiated this new deal with Hulu where it's not going to just be the Kardashians show. They're also going to be producing a bunch of other shows. Kourtney and Travis Take Marriage, or whatever they're going to call it. I can totally see that happening. And they're still together and having fun. And I want that. I think that actually, I'll talk about that. Let me make a note. I'm making notes for my therapist now. I'll end this conversation. This is not this video. My mom did that. Last night, I should have gone to bed early, but I had such a busy day and I had my Triller show and other things. I spent like an hour and a half watching YouTube videos. Like I went on this big wormhole of like looking at old Kylie Minogue performances and Jason Donovan and seeing that Jason Donovan has a daughter who's on Neighbours now. For any of my Australian Fram members, I watched a lot, mainly just watching a lot of old Kylie. God, Kylie Minogue has been a pop star for over 30 years. And she's still, in my book, an A-lister and releasing quality. God bless her. All right, in more couples news, Ben and Jen are hanging out again. And the very latest is they're going to continue to hang out again because they're loving the attention. And Ben Affleck's former wife, Jennifer Garner, has also been hanging out with her ex, that businessman. In fact, after previously breaking up, according to new reports, they have reconciled. Good. I want Jennifer Garner to be happy. I am in love with her, or the concept of her. I say this all the time. Jennifer Garner just seems like so decent and patient and kind and funny and smart, compassionate, tolerant, encouraging. If she won't marry me, I want her to be my mom. No diss towards my mom. All right, we're going to get to the real good stuff now. Meghan Markle has upset a lot of people. That's just par for the course. She does anything, she upsets people. However, I understand. It's so fascinating. The British royal family really is a family and a business, an institution, really, more than a business. It's this institution. It's the thing. It's kind of like the Pope, right? Like, the Pope is a person, but he's also the figurehead for the Catholic Church. So it's more than just an individual. He also is the Catholic Church, right? He's making decisions on behalf of the Catholic Church. Meghan Markle, it was just announced, is going to be releasing a children's book. And I learned something which I had gotten wrong. We all know that as part of the agreement for Meghan and Harry leaving and stepping down as senior working royals, they were not allowed to use their royal titles. I, an American, assumed incorrectly that meant that Meghan and Harry could not be referred to as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which is how she's referred to in her new children's book, The Bench, which is coming out, I think, later this year. I don't know if I saw an actual release date. I've learned that she can still use the title, the Duchess of Sussex, but neither she nor Harry can use an HRH, meaning His Royal Highness, Her Royal Highness. But they still are the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So, like, it's just silliness. But it's not silliness to Prince Charles or Prince William or Kate Middleton. Like, they're constantly having to deal with Harry and Meghan and all of the output that they're contributing to the media attention and the world. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that Meghan Markle's donating the money from this children's book to charity. I did not read that in the announcement. I'm reading over it now. She wanted a diverse story, blah, 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 but I don't think she's donating it to charity. So if you're the British royal family, I would think they interpret everything that Meghan and Harry are doing as attention seeking, right? Like the Oprah interview, their podcast on Spotify, this book. Harry is going to be doing something with mental health that's coming out in a couple of weeks or months with Oprah. Like, they just keep on being out there. And the British royal family is like, oh, we miss the days where we could control what they could do. Which is, you know what, like, they're adults. They should be able to do whatever they want, right? But it's weird when you have a brother and another brother battling for attention or publicity or being looked favorably in the public eye. Today, less than 24 hours later, after Meghan Markle announced her new book, there is a big scandal, though. A lot of people are accusing her of plagiarizing her new book, The Bench, on another children's book that is said to be identical, called The Boy on the Bench. Both are about boys on a bench with their father. And it's about the relationship with a father and a son and blah, 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 blah. I have not read The Boy on the Bench, nor have I read Meghan Markle's The Bench, because it's not out yet, but it seems plausible. I mean, if she did do that, either intentionally or unintentionally, real shady. More than shady, real poopy. All right, speaking of British people, in a new interview, Jessie Nelson, formerly of Little Mix, revealed that body image issues were the last straw, I guess, in her staying in Little Mix. She had a great time during lockdown with not working and spending time with her loved ones. And then when it came time to start working again and filming a music video, she went like on a crash diet, hardcore, like liquid diet, to try to lose weight to look as good as her bandmates for the music video. And that was not good for her mental health, and that was a pattern that she found herself in repeatedly. I mean, do what you need to do to take care of your mental health, but I'm thankful for an artist like Lizzo who owns her body and shows it off and shows the world that you could be a different kind of pop star with a different kind of body and still flaunt it and be confident. And who cares what other pop stars look like? I think it could have done a lot of good for Jessie to just stop caring about that, and good for other people to see, wow, Little Mix has diverse body types. But you know what? That's not her responsibility. Not everybody is strong enough or whatever it is to deal with all of that. Speaking of Little Mix, congratulations to Leanne Pinnock. She and her fiancé, Andre Gray, are expecting their first child. In even more British news, I went on a Spice Girls wormhole last night, in addition to watching Kylie Minogue videos. Actually, I watched this crossover. Both Kylie Minogue and the Spice Girls, without Victoria Beckham, were on the Jonathan Ross show in, I think, 2018. And it was such a great chat, and Kylie performed. Great chat with Kylie and great chat with the Spice Girls. Then I ended up watching a bunch of performance videos from the 90s when the Spice Girls were on tour, and then from their 2019 Spice World tour. And all of that was fueled by this report that the Spice Girls might be doing another Spice movie, which I actually saw Spice World in the theaters. It was one of the highlights of my college years because I dressed up as Sporty Spice. Not because she was my favorite, though of course I loved Sporty Spice. My favorite was Jerry. But I dressed as Sporty Spice because that was like the easiest costume for me to put together. And I snuck in a bottle of Boone's. That's like, is that like a malt liquor or like a fizzy wine? I don't even know. It's what I used to buy on University Place, the deli behind my dorm at NYU. I stayed in Reuben, the low-cost triple where the poor people would be at, which wasn't even that cheap, to be honest. 3 dudes in one little room. It's wild to think of that. Like, yeah. Anyways, God, I'm having a flashback to those days. 3 guys in one room and like, who turns the light on and off and what's bedtime and all of that stuff. I'm happy for the movie possibly happening because while Victoria Beckham has made it clear that she does not like performing, hopefully she could do the movie. That's not the same as live in concert, or even live in concert if you're Victoria and you want to lip sync. She should do it. Also, her fashion brand has not been doing that well lately. It might even close. Things are that bad, according to what I've read. All right, keeping it moving from the UK over to Wales. Is that where Catherine Zeta-Jones is from? I think so. Yes, she's Welsh. I was right. In a new interview with Drew Barrymore, Catherine Zeta-Jones thinks that her children, who are teenagers now, and actually, I think her son might be 20. I think her children are 18 and 20. Michael Douglas is her husband, and her kids want to be actors. And she thinks that her children will have a harder time making it as actors because of their famous parents, because they have something to prove. They're going to have a way easier time. Their names are going to open so many doors for them. Like, they probably already even have an agent. You know how hard it is to even get an agent? Oh, you. Okay, 3 more things quickly. Mark Wahlberg, speaking of acting, has gained 20 pounds in the last 3 weeks for a new role. And reading that gave me PTSD of last year when I gained 42 pounds in 3 months. You can work so hard for so long. It takes such a long time to lose the weight, but you gain it like that. And I just wanted to talk about that because if you're not making smart decisions, it's not too late to make smarter decisions. You can do this. And I think I'm going to make a video or share a video on my family channel about what I eat in a day, if that might inspire you to be healthier. Okay, number 10. I've got 11 topics total. Lala Kent of Vanderpump Rules reveals in her new book that she's releasing that after a fight with her baby daddy, Randall Emmett, she stuck a toothbrush up her for revenge. This was back when she was drinking. She was clearly a mean drunk. Ew, nasty, gross. What is the meanest thing you've ever done for revenge? I'm trying to think. I'm not really like a revenge person, am I? Like, I could really dislike somebody and share that, but I would never want to see somebody like lose money or opportunities. I'm trying to think of my story. I can't think of one. I don't premeditate what I'm going to say in these videos. And finally, Governor's Ball, the music festival, has been announced, and it's going to be happening in New York City in September. I think September is when we're officially like getting back to normal. Like if they're having a big music festival in New York City, that's normal. And Broadway should be back by then and just hallelujah. And that's it. Oh my God. Lots of topics today, a longer video. Thank you for watching. I love you. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, leave a comment, follow, subscribe, share. You know the drill. Listen to my podcast, the Perez Hilton Podcast with Chris Booker on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or directly at perezpodcast.com. Thank you to anybody who super chatted me on YouTube. You can now also enjoy my videos on Instagram because they're finally paying creators. And actually, I think I can make more money. Do you make more money on Instagram? I don't know what the CPMs are. I don't know, whatever. Enjoy me wherever. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.